Okay, I wasn't going to do anything else on the Suzuki, but after thinking about it, I probably want to put a case protector rather than this plastic cover. And so this bike's done about 1500 Ks, and so I'm going to pull off the plastic cover and I'm going to show you what it looks like underneath. Now, because it's plastic, so it's an 8mm socket, and I've got a T-bar here. I think it's a Motion Pro one actually. Motion Pro T-bar, and you can see there's not much holding this cover on. It's pretty loose, these bolts. I didn't even have to actually move that. It almost moved itself, to be honest. And so let's just pull this cover off. We'll take a quick look. There's only 3 bolts, so we'll just spin these off and take a quick look what it looks like underneath. So I've never had this off. I'll pull the 3 bolts out and I'll put them in a tray. And let's have a look underneath the cover to see what it looks like underneath. And I can guarantee it's not going to be pretty. So there's the 3 bolts off there. I just keep stuff in a magnetic tray. It makes life a lot easier rather than hunting for stuff later. Okay, here we go. See if she comes off. Actually not too bad, to be honest. The usual black chain, but if you look, that's where you could have your problem if your chain is too loose. It can smack this part of your chain, your casing. So what they do is J&S give you a casing protector, and it just runs in the inside of there to stop your chain hitting that part of the casing, because if that part of your casing goes, I presume your cactus. You can see that it's a bit mucky, so I'll get it cleaned up, and then I'll get the J&S case protector ready, and then we'll get it fitted. You can see there's a bit of oil round about, the usual mess from the chain, but I'll get that cleaned up now, and we'll get ready for the case protector fitting. Okay, that'll do for taking it off. As I said, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. You can see there where it can get hit, and that's just chain splatter at the moment. I hope it's just chain splatter at the moment. Yep. And so, yeah, as I said, I'll get the J&S case protector out and we'll get that fitted. So while I'm down here, I notice a lot of you are taking your top roller off because it apparently makes a hole in your frame. The only picture I've actually seen of a roller being pulled out of frame is the frame was pretty corroded, to be honest. That's the only picture I've seen. If other people have got pictures, let me know, but that's the only picture I've seen. So the key is your roller has to be nice and loose. So if your roller is seizing up, or your bolt is getting loose, and these bolts are in pretty tight, then it could cause a problem. Because if it moves about, or if it's seized, it might cause a problem. But here's the issue if you take it out. If that chain lashes forward, and I know it does hit that roller, the next point of contact is there. And that's your engine mounting tube. And then if it doesn't hit that, the chain lashes forward and hits the, I presume that's where the alternator, is that the alternator coming out? It's either the alternator coming out or the starter No, the starter's the other side, so it must be your alternator. That must be your alternator wire. So it's either going to hit just below that, or it's going to hit your casing in here, and it's really tight through there. And so you've only got a finger width of gap. So if this chain lashes forward, so it can come under there quite easily. If it lashes forward, it hits your casing. And so the key is keep your roller well maintained, keep the bolt tight and make sure it's loose. Make sure your chain's well adjusted. If it's too loose, it'll lash about. And I'll show you on the JNS why the JNS case saver is a good idea to protect your casing in the event the chain does either lash about or snap. Now the other thing you might notice is it looks a bit yellow, that plate and bolt. So what I've done is I've actually just put some soft seal on it. So this stuff is just it's like a wax. It sort of dries to a hard wax, and it protects everything from corrosion. And so I've just put some soft seal around the bolts and that plate just to stop from corrosion. But that's just me, I'm just a bit anal like that. Okay, so let me get the JNS case saver and I'll show you exactly how it saves the back of your case there in the event your chain either lashes forward or snaps. Here's the JNS case saver. Seriously nice piece of kit actually. The comes with great instructions. I must admit they're some of the best instructions I've seen, even down to the torque settings, which is always a concern if you don't get them. And gives you all the bits and pieces in a bag. The comes with very clear pictures, and then it just tells you how to install it. So let's go over and have a look at how it actually fits. So as I said, there's not much space in these things between the casing and the chain, and so the JNS case saver fits in there and just protects your casing from a chain that might come off. And it actually looks really good, I must admit. It's a nice piece of kit. And so what I'll do is I'll put some thread blue thread locker on the bolts. I'll get it tightened up and torqued up, and then we'll just have a quick look what it looks like. So here's a little secret when you're putting this thing on. It does say only put, you see those little black retaining washers? It does say only put them on 1/4 inch when you're going to put the case guard on, and the reason for that is the bolts have to come out quite a long way for you to fit this. So if you've got those black washers on too far, it actually interferes with the frame and interferes with that bit there. And so you have to leave enough space that the bolts can move out before you screw them in. But I think that's it essentially on now. And so I'll just get this torqued up. But that was, I put them on too far, and as a result you can't get the black case saver on because it interferes with your casing in this. And so the key is leave plenty of space for your bolts to come out the back with that black washer. So there we are, there's the case saver on, all torqued up. Sits with a nice spacer off there to make the case saver in the middle of the chain. You can see how it works there. The plate at the back, or the middle, or whatever you want to call it, the chain runs down the centre of that, and so if the chain comes off, the first thing it hits is that, theoretically. It does run pretty close, so it'll be interesting to see if actually the chain hits that in normal use. If the chain hits that in normal use, it does show the chain is lashing off, lashing off as it gets slack. So it will be interesting to see if it actually hits that in normal use. So I'll just keep an eye on that and I'll let you know. So basically, as I said, keep the bolt slack so you can get the case saver on. It gets it past that bit there. And then I've pushed it up against the casing there. And you can see there it's given it the maximum pushback if you want. And it's all torqued up to 77 Newton, no, was it 77 pound-foot, inch-foot, well, whatever the number is. And so that's it. Great instructions. Seriously nice looking piece of kit actually. I really like that. It's that's a well made piece of kit. It's and it will protect the case. As I said, I was a little bit, when I took that cover off, I could see why people get a case protector. So again, I will repeat, if you take your rear roller off, remember the chain won't be controlled by that anymore. It'll either be controlled by the engine mount or the front of the casing as it lashes forward. And so if you're going to take your roller off, I would recommend you actually get the case saver. So that's a nice piece of kit. I'm pleased with that. And that's definitely the last piece. that's definitely the last modification I'm doing. So I won't be doing anything else for a while now. So as I said, after reading a few posts, I thought, yeah, case saver's probably a good idea. And so there you are, case saver fitted. Very happy with that. I think it looks really nice. And all I'm going to do is ride now. I'm not going to do any more modifications. So thanks for watching. And the next video hopefully will be a riding video. Thanks for that.